Hello everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese sizala sokhuluma ngazo le incwadi. Sixoxela laba phela bangenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunda incwadi nalabo abanqinayo nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avukayo mangabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Mangabe yaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, please press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell la eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanti if ufuna ukuba yimember yale channel, pressa ujoin button la ngeza. South Africans kuyajoyinwa. South Africans awazwani nokujoyina as members, and abazwani abawenza ama-super chats, abawenzi ama-donations. Guys, listen, let's change. Repent from your sins, please. Those buttons work for South Africa too. You know, that's why we have them as YouTubers, because you are supposed to use them. You are not forced though to use them. Anyway, guys, today I'm going to talk about one of our housewives laphana, Unonkanyiso Chonco. You guys, Unonkanyiso Chonco. Like, I've been thinking about it the whole day, because honestly, you guys, in the last the first part of the reunion, I did feel like Lachonco is not her normal self. Like that witty umuntu onezimpendulo manje khona la eduze. I feel like she's not being herself, but I feel like okay, ama segments last episode were not really about her, you know. So this week it was going to be about her. So she was going to answer, and possibly I was going to, what's happening with this light now? Hey, yabona into zama China. So I thought it was okay, it's going to be about her. She's going to be, I felt like, yeah, you know, she's going to be telling the ladies off. You know, they won't stand a chance. But I'm like, Haibo, what happened? It just really felt like she crumbled, you guys, when it came to this reunion. Do not buy a ring light from Istolo Samachine. Don't do it. Anyway, guys, it really just felt like a crumble to me. Like, I was like, listen, I know what to bet the whole season. I know what to be Kamba Manga. We still need the answers, but Bengfuna lay back and forth. You know, I wanted her to be as aggressive as she's been previously. You know, and I just didn't get the lassie that I am used to. And I started thinking about it, you guys, because honestly, our introduction to Lachonco, I think, is what set her up for a hard time on this show. It set her up for some type of a failure on this show, because when she was introduced, obviously she came as Unonkanyiso Chonco, which a lot of us didn't know. I didn't even know. The first episode that I saw with Lachonco, I didn't know that she was who she was supposed to be, which was a fiance to the former president. But on that first episode, even though nobody had asked her about that engagement or that relationship with the former president, because a lot of the cast members didn't know too, she made sure that people knew. Because if you say, I am Nonkanyiso Chonco, and then people are trying to get to know you and get to know more about you, and then you're like, listen, I am Nonkanyiso Chonco, just Google me. It was almost like she put herself on a pedestal. A message, if you say someone must Google you, a message that you are sending to the people is that, listen, I am a very important person. If you do not know me, it is important that you go right now and find out who I am. And people went and found out who she was, and that's where we found out that she was engaged to the former president. And I think ukuthi because she introduced herself that way, that just put her on that pedestal where then people had an expectation on what they were going to see impilo yakhe, you know, this is what we're gonna see: fancy cars, we're gonna see fancy houses and all of that. Maybe there's going to be security around Pela, you know, and there's a lot of things that Wesley is about, because obviously at that time she presented herself as if she was even still in that relationship. And I think with season 1 for her, it did go okay, you guys. She was able to work around the ladies not asking too many questions, because at the time everybody thought she was still in that relationship. So even though they asked questions, there was still an understanding that okay, she can't reveal a lot anyway. So I guess in the first season they did understand why they had never been to her house, they had never met her family, because if you are going to be married to that family, you can't just have everything known by everybody, you know. But in season 1, she was very much confident, you guys. She was confident in dealing with the other cast members. If you had done something to Ulasi, she was going to confront you. Remember when Annie was supposed to bring Ama gifts, was it gifts baskets for the ladies when they had gone on the trip in season 1, and Annie didn't bring them. And you remember that confrontation where she was confronting Annie and telling Annie, I heard you intentionally left, you know, amabhokisi ami emuva instead of coming with them. That was the type of person that she was, you know. Ulokhuzana Lachonco, she seemed to be a truthful person at the time, and she seemed to be a loyal friend to those that she was friends with, because she was friends with Ayanda and she was still getting to know Ulokhuzana Umabusi. And also obviously she also was dressing better, you guys, in season 1. So she really did have a good season in season 1. Then comes season 2, but before season 2, then they go to the reunion. For me, the first time that I thought something is off here was at the reunion, when she came and she wasn't wearing the ring, and Ufejo asked her about the ring, wangingiza wakhuluma ngokuthi ring iyocleanwa and all of that, and it just didn't sound true. That was the first time that I felt like there's a possibility ukuthi lo muntu lo unamanga somehow, you know. And for me, that was the first time that I went online and actually like googled her relationship with the former president, and whether they were still in that relationship. And there were indications ukuthi the relationship had long been over, but she wasn't saying that. She just said the ring had gone for ukuthi iyocleanwa and stuff. So now at that time, for me, it just clicked that, you know what, mhlawumbe lo muntu is not as truthful as we think. But I thought, no, maybe this is a reality show. Maybe that was the condition. Like uqashwe on this reality show on condition that they wanna see her as the fiance to the former president. So maybe it was hard for her to say this relationship no longer exists. Maybe the producers already know that it doesn't exist. They just wanted her to come that way because they wanted people to watch the show, because there is the fiance of the former president on the show. And then, guys, season 2 comes, and obviously a lot of us had figured out there was possibly lies or omission of the truth when it came to that relationship. So when she came, already there were questions even in between seasons about her relationship. But I always thought that Lachonco is gonna come and she's gonna have answers, and maybe she's gonna take accountability for the stuff that she didn't tell the truth on. But when she came, of course, she didn't admit to anything. She, in terms of the timelines of the relationship, she didn't admit to telling any lies. She pretended as if the relationship had just ended, you know. And obviously, it was hard for them on the show to say, no, but even last season you were not with this person. But she pretended as if, and you know, we let it slide. No, like, oh, okay. And because when she was talking to Sorisha about the relationship, it was almost like she finally made a decision, as if it was like a recent thing ukuthi bahlukene with the former president. Fine. But then after that, guys, it just seemed like everything crumbled, and even when she was trying to put things together, it just crumbled. And I think that a lot of it had to do with the fact that she could not accept the fact that her life had now changed. Because if you had been in a relationship with this powerful person and now you are not, financially your life is going to change, and we could see it in the way that she dressed. And obviously in indaba yendawo yokuhlala and all of that, we were hoping we're going to see her house, but we never did see her house. And the more the season moved along, people started having questions. And honestly, because a lot of the questions that people were having about her life, they were not necessarily directly asking her. I feel like she's waiting for her time where she is going to confront whoever it is that's asking question, and then she's going to give it to them. It's either she gives them the answers or she tells them off on how much it's none of their business about what is happening in her life. Anyway, eventually they get to Sun City, where everybody decides it's about time that we get the truth from Ulasi. Honestly, when she was at Nambeti, yes, she did say Pedestal is my friend, finish and clear. But I felt like I expected more from Ulasi. I expected more answers from her, but I also I expected that she was going to be more aggressive in addressing that issue, in terms of like saying, okay, fine, here are my answers, but tell me about your life. Why do you think when you cannot address isn't it on the show? What if when I ask you this and this and this about your life, are you going to share it on the show? That's what I expected from Lachonco. I felt like because her focus was so much on hiding Izidetile that she was lying about, she wasn't able to do that. And Mina, it disappointed me. It was almost like this season, Lachonco that we love, Lachonco low or witty, and with Amalokuzana, with those shady comments and whatever, we were only getting that Lachonco on the diary session. But on the episodes, we were getting somebody that is not as confident, and it made me feel like which Lachonco is the real Lachonco. Honestly, has she been performing this whole time, like giving us a certain character for the show, but this is not really her. And then we come to the reunion, you guys. I thought that at the reunion she was gonna be telling people off, and I felt like even if she admits that she lies, but the way that she was going to come back at the other women, it was going to be more aggressive. I feel like she will ask them questions too, like questions that will challenge them too. I really expected that interaction between Yena and Umakumalo to be a back and forth, but it became Umakumalo just told her off, and it almost like akakwazanga nokuphendula, akakwazanga nokukhuluma. And I was like, Aibo, what happened to what happened to Lachonco? Angazi noma am I the only one who felt like that, you guys, that it was almost like she's becoming somebody else now. Lachonco that is able to defend herself. I mean, Lachonco could defend even other people. Remember at Nambeti, she was the one who stood up for Ayana, who's not even part of the show, to say no, Kush must not talk about them. You can't talk about somebody when they are not here. Now we are at the reunion. You are supposed to defend yourself, and you are not able to defend yourself. And it was almost like every time she tries to speak, and at the reunion when you try to speak, someone else is trying to ask you a question or is trying to defend themselves. She could never even finish a sentence. I feel like at this reunion, you guys, Lachonco was not able to articulate herself at all. I feel like the questions that she also should have been asking the other cast members that she never got to ask. And then at some point she talks about the fact that she really loves Umakumalo, and I'm like, hayibo njani maphi kuphi kanjani manje. She really just confused me, guys. And I don't know, I'm just starting to think ukuthi kune character thile that she was playing Lachonco, but it's difficult to play a certain character for a long time around a group of people, you guys. And I feel like, is she a confident person, or that's a person that she was trying to present to us? Because it right now it feels like all of that is just crumbling. And if she comes back next season, is she going to continue playing that character, or are we getting closer to meeting the real Nonkanyiso Chongo? Because I really feel like, you guys, the 2 seasons would have been really different for Unonkanyiso Chongo if she just came as Unonkanyiso Chongo, not Unonkanyiso Chongo, the fiance to the former president, because that put her at it created certain expectations on people. If she just came with Nonkanyiso Chongo, yes, people were going to end up finding out that she was a fiance, but if ubengaqhakambisanga logo yena, then people wouldn't put so much emphasis on it as well. Afike nje as Nonkanyiso Chongo intombazane ephume ematatiyela and present herself that way, I think she would have had a different experience in these both seasons. Look at Umabusi. Umabusi was a Lamontville, you know, at Lamontville, and as a result, people have very low expectations of her. And so when she's carrying a designer bag, people are like, "Hi, so you can you can buy a designer bag of Lamontville," you know. So I do think that she did set her up for failure, but I do feel like I am so surprised by the change in the character that we got when she first came onto the show and what we are getting now as the season ends. It's like a totally different person. I mean, people are allowed to change, I guess. I mean, if you've watched yourself on TV and you feel like you don't like the way that you did certain things, you are allowed to change. But sometimes I feel like when it's like you change, it's like the complete opposite. It confuses us, especially as AMA fans, where you feel like the things that you liked about her now are no longer there. Am I still a fan now of this person? So guys, I don't know how you feel about Lachonco. I do feel like between the time that she came to the show and now end of season 2, I just feel like it's not the same person that was introduced, and as a result I'm even more confused about whether I want her to come back next season. I did feel like, especially at the reunion, I was watching her crumble. She couldn't articulate herself. She couldn't defend herself the way that I would expect that Ulasi will defend herself. It's almost like mhlambe before ubeshizinto practiced, and for a reunion she couldn't practice enough to get things right just for the reunion. So I don't know, you guys. I didn't like watching her like that. She did a lot of things that were wrong during the season. I was even hoping that maybe at some point she's gonna say, listen, you guys, yes, I did lie about some things, and because I was avoiding telling you guys certain things about myself, I shouldn't have done. I got carried away because I felt like if I don't lie about this, you guys are going to ask more questions. So this is it, finish and clear, like she normally is. But we didn't even get that. We didn't even get that. Guys, tell me what you think about how Lachonco has done from the beginning to the end. Why are we seeing these changes in her? I can't even say personality. It's almost like it was a character. She's on a show and has given us a certain character, but that character is like now changing. Or is it time that we accept that, you know, she has decided to give us a different character? I don't know. Or maybe you guys don't see what I saw. You don't see Lassie was just the same Lassie that she's always been at the reunion. Because it's possible that you guys don't see. A lot of the times I see things that you guys don't see. Anyway, you guys, please like this video before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.